Hello, I'm Ixurity, and today, as part of Gamera's 6th anniversary celebration, we'll be covering the newest thing, a 6-episode long anime series called Gamera Rebirth, released in 2023. It's not a feature film, but to maintain the style of these recordings, I will mention what interesting things hit theaters this year. And there were a lot of films, like Barbie, Oppenheimer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, John Wick Chapter 4, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The pause after Gamera Rebirth was the longest. We had to wait 70 years for something new. But finally, Gamera is back on screens. Smart screens, like TVs and computer, but screens. As I said, in 2023 we got an anime series set on Netflix. 6 episodes, 5 kaiju, and it's amazing. The kaiju selection was based on classics from the Showa era. From the 6 that appeared in this film, only Gamera's fifth enemy, Barugon, was skipped. If I had to guess, it might be because he was most similar to another kaiju from the 6, Jigger, where the rest are quite unique. All kaiju benefited from being entirely digital, eliminating many of the problems associated with physical costumes. Zigra's design was the most refreshed, to the point that looking at the other form kaiju, you immediately think, oh, it's Guiron or Viras, while Zigra could easily be mistaken for a completely new kaiju. The film version resembles more of a shark, where in Rebirth we see kaiju more similar to Ray or Skate. The promotional campaign was also interesting. I really liked the posters and their style, both these depicting all the kaiju solo and the graphics which were systemically updated. First, we have Gamera and Gauss, then Jigger, Zigra, Guiron, and finally Viras were added. It's worth mentioning that although this is the first animated series about Gamera, there were already plans for similar things after the film Gamera Rebirth in 2006. One project was created by Yoshimoto Yonetani, planned for 26 episodes, and we were supposed to see elements like Gara Sharp, Maruko Bukarappa, and the Mechanic Gamera. There were also news that Katagawa Holding has licensed the Gamera character to Cartoon Network, and in 2007 we were supposed to get a series about this great turtle, but nothing materialized. Back to the series that was created. I think it's a good time to take a closer look at the individual episodes. The first episode, titled About Tokyo, is of course the introduction of child characters. We must get some in Gamera TV series. The main trio are friends. 2 boys, Hiroki Boko Wada and Satoru Jo Matsuda, and a girl, Jun Junichi Ishihara. This episode also introduced Douglas Ken Brody Osborne. We meet him as a bully who caused trouble for the main trio. However, in some second episodes, he will be promoted to a member of the pack, making it a 4-person group. They are about the same age. Boko is 11, the other 3 are 12. Speaking of kaiju, the creators started with a classic, the most iconic of all Gamera's enemies, Gauss, the only kaiju to appear in all versions of Gamera, which I discussed in more detail in the video about the tilt film Gamera vs. Gauss. We get hordes of them, all beautifully animated. The threat is defeated by Gamera, but unlike Gamera the Brave, we return to the military treating Gamera as adversary. They immediately attack him when Gauss is defeated, ignoring the fact that Gamera doesn't attack them at all, calmly flying away instead of fighting back. Episode 2, Undercurrent, continues the story, of course, this time featuring Gamera's enemy from the 6th film, Jigger. We started with a whole group of smart jiggers, and only one remains to the later part because he eats the others. Thanks to Brody, whose father is a general in the United States Force Japan, the military attacks Jigger, helping Gamera. There is one significant detail I should mention. We have 2 military forces here. The aforementioned US forces, which are active in the fight against the kaiju, and the Japan self-defense forces that remain passive, waiting for permission to move into action from the politicians. Episode 3, Run Silent, Run Deep, takes place largely on water. The opponent is Zigra, a kaiju has received the most extensive redesign, so much so that it could almost be considered a new creature. Without surprise, Gamera wins in the final, leaving the dead Zigra behind and disappearing. An interesting twist is the part where Brody realizes that Junichi is a girl. Episode 4 has the shortest title, just one word, Kill, and the opponent is Guiron. His design is very similar to the original, the biggest difference being that his mouth opens in a way that reminds me of the vampire from Blade. The fight itself is very brutal. Gamera loses an arm and is stabbed in the chest, which might remind you of the fight with Viras from the Showa era film. I just mentioned Viras, which is perfect, because he is the opponent in the 5th episode. The moon is a harsh mistress. With some difficulties, Gamera wins, of course. We also have some revelation here, reading about a certain organization, the Belief Captain, and who is on which side, and that kaiju are primarily tools, and the humans are the worst, but also the best. as humans typically are. The final, 6th episode, is titled Titus End, and we don't get a new kaiju, an alternate returned in a bulked up version, named as Gauss. A very cool episode. Gamera wins this time only thanks to the military support, which supports him against the orders. Firstly, a single Japanese tank, while the rest of the Japan force retreat, and then a large American force, when Brody's father makes some decisions. We also have a scene that reminded me of the final of season 1 of the Umbrella Academy, with a ray fired on the moon. In summary, I love this series. It resonated with me on every level. I like the animation, I love the music, Gamera's theme, called Anger, is a song I listen to regularly. It reminds me of another song I really like, the Kai theme from Kung Fu Panda 3. And when I heard the new version of Gamera's March at the end of the last episode, I was really moved. It is also a song that I listen to regularly. Plot-wise, I got everything I could have wanted. A lot of great fights, Gamera being Gamera, fighting, winning, and equally important, the human storyline is also very well done. Exciting and at times heartbreaking. Next to the kids in Gamera the Brave, this is my favorite children's storyline. The next video will be about the ranking of all the film and TV series featuring Gamera. I'm not sure what my top of the top pick will be yet, but this series will definitely be part of it. Time for a word about books and comics. Comic-wise, we got two series. One is a standard anime adaptation, which is exactly that. It adapts the series, in many cases, reimagining anime scenes into comic book images. 3 chapters are available for free in Japanese and in also published in English, where the remaining 12 can be purchased for almost $1 each. The second series, titled Gamera Rebirth, called Tarsos, has 7 chapters. The 5th chapter is available for free in both English and Japanese. In English, the next 6 chapters are available for $2 each, with only 6 costing 3. The first 3 chapters were released in 10/7/2025, also in physical format. Unfortunately, my order for this volume was delayed. It was supposed to arrive in early December, so I will have time to read and comment it here, but well, maybe in the future. As for the books, we got a 2-part adaptation of the series, written by director Hiroshi Seshita and Jin. As far as I know, it was only released in Japanese. We never seen an English release, so I haven't much more to say about the content. The merchandise is probably the richest yet. The fact that in addition to Gamera there are 5 kaiju here obviously influenced the number of different figurines we received. Each kaiju received their own figure, and fortunately they are quite distinctive. So it's easy to tell whether a given figurine is from a Showa era film or teens anime. We also received a ton of other stuff. Bags, candles, clothes, a hat, keychains, cards, including ones from the Union Era card game, which I hope I'll open someday on my second channel. The next recording will be about ranking the Gamera movies and this anime series, but for now, that's all. Thank you for watching, leave a like and subscribe if you liked it, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye!